Hi, Columbia. Welcome to this week's episode. I'm David Greisman here with Milton Matthews, the President and CEO of Columbia Association. This week we're talking with Jan Clark, landscape architect for Columbia Association. Jan, I understand that there are going to be more benches coming to CA's pathways.
Yes, particularly around our lake parks, which of course are, by far our most popular walking areas in Columbia. In our plan for older adults, which was approved by the board last April, that's one of the recommendations that grew out of there. And from time to time, Columbia has requests from residents for more benches around the lakes. So it's very timely that we have some requests from Wild Lake quite recently. I developed an inventory of our existing benches around the lakes, figured out which the community, or at least the board, prioritized for proposed locations for benches. So I came up with several locations, and then the next step, of course, is to put in a request for capital funding for those. At the Wild Lake, the board and I worked through 6 locations. Probably more reasonable to think of maybe at least 4 of those going in this year. I don't have an exact timeline on that yet. We have in our warehouse right now a couple of really nice benches for the west side of Lake Kinema between the new boardwalk, where the pathway was extended around the lake.
Notwithstanding the requests you get from a particular village, can individuals make requests for benches?
Well, we have done that before. We have responded to requests a number of times in that regard. Columbia Association has a memorial bench program in which residents have been able to purchase plaques for installation on benches at Wild Lake and at Lake Elkhorn. However, we're actually have kind of sold out at this point on those plaques. We have about 18 in place.
18 in place throughout the community?
Around Wild Lake and around Lake Elkhorn.
Okay.
I understand there's also going to be more directional signage on our pathway system.
Oh, yes. As a result of the Connecting Columbia plan a few years ago, one of the things that really came in loud and clear through that community involvement effort was that people would like better wayfinding signage. So we have to date installed 2 phases, one at Wild Lake and one from Lake Elkhorn to Stevens Forest Neighborhood Center. Now our 3rd phase is actually in the process of installation now. That'll be from Lake Elkhorn to Route 108 near Jackson Pond.
What are some of the projects that you are going to be working on this spring?
Well, we have probably a couple of projects in each village. One would be re-landscaping the hillside at Clary's Forest Pool. One of the projects we're looking forward to is additional plantings in Kennedy Gardens, which, as most of us know, is on the other side, on the east side of Lake Kinema, and is an area where we've done some planting a couple years and are adding to every year. It is becoming quite a popular walking area now that the loop is complete.
Okay, I know that we do a lot of work around with the benches and landscaping around our lakes, but tell us about the work that you and your staff do in other areas of the community, especially with our monument signs to the villages and the neighborhoods within the villages.
Well, you see the signs everywhere. There's over 90 neighborhood and community signs in Columbia, and virtually all of them has a flower bed, some of which are perennials or grasses, but there's, virtually over 90 flower beds at signs, and so planting those is a huge effort for the Open Space and Facility Services Department. So we actually order the flowers right before Christmas, and then we get them around Mother's Day, and then it's all hands on deck to get those signs planted.
You and your staff do a great job with those. To me, it's almost like providing curb appeal to those respective neighborhoods.
Well, thank you, Milton. A lot of people involved. All the open space crews, to do the actual installation on those.
Okay.
Jan, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Columbia, thank you.